So I've had to move I've had to move all the LittleBits modules to a different location to where I did the kettle experiment because of poor wireless signals, or it's not able to pick it up really. So now everything's good. We're connected. So let's see and try and see if there's a kind of like the latency delay on it. So push it down. So it's a slight delay. Let's count. Okay, so that wasn't held long enough. So it's about 3,000 milliseconds. It's about 3 seconds. Is that workable? Maybe. Is a fairly limiting factor though. So let's try and tap out a message. So click, 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 click. Click, 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 click. So as can be seen, there is a slight delay on it. Also, it needs to be held down the button needs to be held down for a few seconds. So that really limits the speed of a message that could be potentially tapped out, which is unfortunate because it's not going to be a very good communicator unless you do really slow music. And the duration of the buzz or the output is set to only 1 second. There's nothing to kind of match the duration of the input to the output. So you can change that to different time of the change the output duration time, but it's still the input time can vary, so it's still not very helpful. So let's see if I hold it down. Okay, see, even though I've held it down, it's outputted that as the cloud bit has said that that's one message. So I held it down for like 3 or 4 seconds, and by the time when it did come back, when the if this and that API that triggered, and the message came back to output from the cloud bits, it was still only a 1 second duration. So the duration can't be communicated through this device, although if you do it slow enough, the number of beats can be communicated. I'll have to experiment with this a little bit more, which I'll record, but I think for something like this, a Raspberry Pi Arduino would be much more suitable, and you could log the duration of the claps as well as the number accurately, and then that way you could get around with any latency issues. You could say log 30 seconds at a time, then send it off, and it'll play back on the other end, and then while that's happening it's recording another 30 seconds worth, or however. There's 1,000 ways you could do it, but for this specific application, LittleBits isn't exactly suitable. Although I can definitely see the potential in using this for other projects. I mean, as long as time, it's not a time-sensitive application, as in you want like almost millisecond or under a second kind of control, then you should be right using this. So if it was just like a timer, or when someone pressed a button that only needs to trigger once, say you open a door or a clock or something, then it could well work and should be fine. But how it is right now with it's just not perfectly suitable for kind of real-time communication.